Hey, how you doing? This is Steven from Adventures Dispatch, bringing you all the LARP news and content that you might be interested in. So today I thought we'd do something a little different and maybe talk about costuming. I'm going away for the next couple weeks and on vacation, going to Ireland and England. And from England, I'm going to spend a weekend in Rome at a LARP called Bunker 101. So I'm very excited about it. It takes place 100 years after the 1950s, but we're all sort of stuck in the 50s. It's very like Fallout, nuclear holocaust. We're all stuck in the bunker. It's been 100 years, but we're still living with the sensibilities of the 50s in regards to clothes and design, that sort of thing. So I've got a couple key pieces so far. First, let me talk a little bit about the importance of costuming. So there's a couple things. The first thing, I use costuming a lot to get in touch with my character. If I'm stuck on a character, if I'm stuck on developing a character, I try to think about, what do I want to look like? How do I want to present myself? What style do I want to engage with? And then I make a few drawings. I actually, for every LARP, have one notebook for each LARP. And I'll do a couple, they're not good by any means, but I just sort of sketch out a couple of different diagrams about what it is that I want to be wearing or how I want to look, or even if I don't draw, I'll just like write things down. I want this type of sweater, I want these types of colors. The other thing, and then from there I can start to develop a character. I can start to think of like, well, why does this sort of thing appeal to me? Where did the person come from that they grew up wearing these types of clothes? What is the person, dressed for the job you want? What is it they want and how are they dressing for that? So there's the fact that costuming can help you in developing a character, but then there's also the fact that a costume can help you tell your story. So it helps get across who you are to other characters around you quickly. And so that you might see somebody in a cheerleading outfit and it's like, oh, they're a cheerleader of some sort. That's very basic, but that's the idea. You want to present yourself so that there's a shorthand for people to read, okay, this is where you're coming from, and this is sort of what you're about. And then there's always a little glow up that you can do in your costuming so that people remember who you are. A lot of these LARPs have lots of people. The one I'm going to in Rome has about 100 people. And to be remembered, there's always I always like to have at least one sort of a showpiece or one sort of costuming detail that will stand out in people's minds, just so they're like, oh, right, that's the guy that I had a conversation with. That's that person who's wanting this from them. And so a lot of times that could be hair color, it could be elaborate glasses. This time, what I chose for like one of my big pieces, I'm very proud of it, that I found it. It is this 1952 Letterman sweater. I'm just like dying over this. And it's totally beat up and ragged. And it's a little small, but beggars can't be choosers. And it's got a big P on it because the name of my character is Pavlov, and they're part of a group called the Penta Fives. So the P is appropriate. And that's what I wanted, a blue. The color of the family or the group that I'm associated with is supposed to be all blue. So that's another thing to take into account when looking at costumes. Is something already dictated? Is your character coming from a history where certain colors are important? So the blue color is very important to the family that I'm coming from. So I needed a blue Letterman sweater with the letter P, and man, I found it. So I'm really excited about this. So this is going to be one of the basics of my outfits. And during the day, I think I'll probably just be wearing this with some blue pants and a blue tie. And also the other thing is, oh God, I love this. And of course, the clothes have been handed down over the past 100 years, so they're supposed to look a little ragged. And this looks appropriate. It has got tons of little holes in it, and it's great. I just love this sweater so much. So that's perfect. So that sort of reeks of 1950s. Now the other thing is my character is a reporter. So of course, I'm going to have a notebook on me and a little notebook where I'm going to be constantly sort of jotting out things. I'm going to be hiding, sort of like, standing in shadows, listening to people and watching people and taking notes on everything they're doing. There'll be a chance for me to report on these comings and goings of people. That's going to be cool. But something that I thought would really nail it would be a fedora for a reporter, of course, in the 50s. So perfect, right? Perfect. And I think what I'll do is I'll probably take the feather out. I have to do this weekend. I'll take the feather out and I'll get a card of some sort and I'll just put on it a basic sort of press pass. In the 1950s, they were just like written on a typewriter, basically. This person works for this paper or radio station and they are part of the press. So that's what I'll do. I'll just sort of stick the card right in there, and anybody walking by me will see it'll say press on it. So that sort of gives across that idea. So I'm really happy about that. And I put this over here, not on the bed, which is very bad luck. Okay, so however, the second night we're there, there's a big party, a fancy dress ball. Being from sort of an impoverished family, a sort of lower class character, I don't really have the money for tux, or my forefathers didn't have money for those kinds of clothes, rather. And so I'm essentially going to be wearing what I'm wearing throughout the day, which is some sort of blue pants and a white shirt and a skinny tie and the sweater, the Letterman sweater, and then I thought I'd like to put a jacket over it. Now, I bought a jacket from a thrift store, and it's actually getting washed at the moment. Maybe I'll run down and get it and show you guys. It should be ready about now. And I'm not sure if I love it, so we'll see. It's very 40s, which might work actually, because in the 1950s, you would have been wearing clothes from the 40s still, and 30s. So it might work. I don't know. We'll see. But in the meantime, part of the costuming process is going through your closets and seeing what you already have. It's very important. There's a couple of other loose things that I need. I need a pocket watch. What else? A flashlight. There's little things like that I have to go through and make sure that I have. So yeah, so I'm going to be living in a bunker for a couple days, not at night. At night, there's going to be a hotel that they will take us back and forth to. But during the day, part of my job will be exploring or working in the radioactive tunnels around the bunker area that we live in. So it's going to be dark, and I'm going to be in sort of a radioactive protection suit, and so I should get some sort of flashlight. So if you hold on, I'll be right back with what I think I'm bringing. Okay, so this is that's great. Very sort of old-timey looking. Problem is, it's not incredibly powerful. I've got this other little one that's really powerful. So I might bring both and see how they work. Yeah. I have to make sure the batteries are set for that. I'm gonna jot that down as I go along. There's so much to remember. It's always a good idea to check to see what you have on hand. Now, this is my New York apartment. It's a very small apartment. I've got tons of clothes stacked everywhere. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is basically empty out my closet because it needs a good cleaning anyway. I'm going to throw everything on the bed and I'm going to start going. I'm essentially looking for a blue jacket, which I probably have already in there, and some blue suit pants. And it's always like a secret treasure hunt whenever I'm trying to find clothes in this apartment. But okay, let's go about it. Okay, so far no blue jackets. I've got a gray jacket, I've got a black jacket, I've got a burgundy jacket. Yikes. What was I thinking? The two is sort of more cottony than I wanted. I wanted a little bit of that sort of, 1950s shark skin polyester thing. So it's it's reading a little 80s, although it is like not in great shape, which is good because I could mess it up and not feel too bad about it. All right, so one blue jacket. See, like the clothes I have surprised me. It's like, oh, right, there's this. Okay, so putting that aside. Ooh, Sergio Valente. That's hysterical. Okay, but it's gray. Don't want it. So there's a light blue jacket. A lot of shoulder pads to it. I didn't linen, so maybe let me put it aside. Yeah. Now I'm finding more jackets over here, which is interesting. There's a very dark blue, black maybe, sort of beige, two beige jackets, a brown houndstooth, which is interesting. There's a blue jacket, a blue houndstooth. Did they have houndstooth? 50? They must have. Got little shoulder pads though. I didn't really want shoulder pads. Put this aside. Here's another blue one, and it's in really bad condition. Well, it's not really bad. It just needs a cleaning and a pressing. That might do. No shoulder pads. I kind of like that. How about blue brown? What does that? What does that read? Kind of reads brown. There's blue to it though. No, not with the sweater and not the look I want. Not the look I want. Okay, so now we're getting into my hubby's side of the closet, which I don't want to go near. Because I'm trying to stay married. Okay, and now we're starting to get into old clothes territory. which is, you know, I have this really cool cut waistcoat, tux like waistcoat, and I think it might fit my hand. I don't know. Was I ever that skinny? Oh, yes. Oh, that's something. I'm not sure what, but it's something. Yeah. Argentina, yay! That might be a good shirt, actually. It's very sort of businessman. Maybe 1950s. I wanted a plain white shirt, but this might be cool. Might be good to have a different shirt for each day. Oh. Okay, I have more gray jackets than like, oh god. The whole suit that I think would fit a like 12-year-old. Not in the best of shape, but nor any of us. Oh, very cool leather vest. I am going to Germany sometime soon. Can't wait to get a couple of garbage bags and just start piling some of this in. Now note, I say garbage bags, that I'm not throwing it out. I'm going to donate it all to some place. There's enough places here in the city that will take some clothes that are actually in good shape for what they are. They just don't fit me anymore. Okay, so this is a bowling shirt. Ed Winky in Thailand. Now that's very 80s. I wore that like in 1986, I think. Okay, have I hit pay dirt or what? Is this 50s? Is this 60s? 70s? I don't know. It's... God, it's from Bonds. Yipes. It might be 70s. All right. Now that I've gotten everything out, I found one pair of pants and a couple of blue jackets that might work. All right. Now I've created more work for myself than maybe I needed, although I don't think I would have found those pants had I not pulled everything out. I might have some other things. I've got some shelves up behind the camera, so I'm gonna maybe look through those as well. But first, let me get this stuff off the bed. Okay, so after going through all my closet and throwing away like 3 large garbage bags of clothes, and not throwing them away, but just bagging them up to donate them, I found this sort of blue dress shirt, some high-waisted blue pants, this amazing 50s tie. It's kind of perfect. I just need to find some sort of tie clip, I think, and that'll really make that. But now to figure out what jacket to wear. So there's this, and it doesn't fit me perfectly. It's a little large, and I'm not loving the shoulder pads, but I think it can. It's very 40s, early 50s maybe. So I think I can get away with it. Certainly the cut here is correct. Yeah, I'm liking this. And like I said, I'm just wearing it for the evening. There's a big party on the night of the second night. So I think I'm just going to put this on. Let me try another jacket, and then I have the sweater to put on. So there's this jacket, which, again, I like the cut of it. The material's very modern. It's sort of a linen. But I like the color too. The color sort of stands out. I don't know. It's a little bit more modern cut, I think. But it doesn't stand out like the other one, which I don't mind. I don't mind not being a showpiece in terms of the clothes, because also the sweater is going to do enough of that for me during the day. One more. Okay, so this is very like cold check. I don't know if you guys remember, was it the Night Stalker? So I don't know about this. This is not bad. I mean, I guess it would do in a pinch. Just don't know. It's sort of crumply, and I mean, it's very linen. I'm not sure I like it with the pants. Yeah, I don't like it with the pants and the tie. I'm not loving this one. So, and then something else to remember is, even though it is July in Rome, it's going to be in a bunker below the ground, so it's going to be a little cold. So I actually have a thermal undershirt for this in case I get too cold. And then with this sweater, God, I love this sweater. This sweater makes it. So I thought maybe something like this during the day. Hey, what's your name? Yeah, I'm feeling that. That's great. So I can sort of get the scoop. Let me try the jacket on over this. Then I could put the jacket on at night and keep the sweater on in case it's cold in there during the evening. And it also sort of brings in that look. Yeah, I think I'm liking this. I think I found my outfit. Now, of course, there is the hair to be concerned with. And I think I'm just going to probably slick mine back. I'm going to get cut this weekend before I leave on vacation. And I think I'm just going to slick it back. I'm trying to grow it long because I've got a Larp in August when I come back, actually. That takes place in the 1980s. So I want sort of long, layered hair for that. And then I'm doing Adventures Academy in Shoha Castle in Poland. And I'm trying to grow my hair out for that too. It's not going to be as long as I want it to be, but maybe it'll be down to here by then, which would be great. And who knows what I can do with extensions, or we'll see. Anyway, so that was me trying to figure out my costume. And of course, like I said, there's lots more. There's any jewelry I want to add. I know that I need a watch, and yeah, and I have to do that press pass. And I'm going to need a bag of some sort, and I think a canteen that might fit in that bag to carry around with me. And again, it all has to look 1950s and sort of beat up and rough. That's basically my process. I decide what it is I want to look like to start, which helps me in my character work. And then I just basically, I search through all the stuff that I own. I go online for inspiration. And I go to thrift stores and try to find things. And lots of times you luck out, like something like this. And other times you just have to put together what you got. And yeah, and if you're a clothes hoarder like me, a lot of times you have exactly what you need in your closet. So take a few moments, go through that, see what'll work, and see what you need after you look at what you have. So anyway, this is Steven from Adventures Dispatch. If you've liked today's video, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Bye-bye.